Sir, how am I supposed to film my What I Knit in 2025 video when you're in my spot? What do you have to say for yourself, sir? I may have knit too many things. Whoops. Hello, my name is Hilde and welcome to my Everything I Knit in 2025 video. As you can see from the intro, I may have over-knit myself, if that is a word. But yeah, in my defense, I am disabled and a lot of days knitting is literally my outlet and how I get through the day. So I do recognize that I might have overdone this a little bit. This is a pile that I made earlier today in semi-chronological order from January to December. It is December 30th as I film this, and there is no way I'm gonna be finishing any of my projects today. Just there's no way. But yeah, some of the stuff I don't have anymore because I've gifted it, and some of the things I didn't even photograph beforehand, which was silly of me. And I will have pictures up of a lot of things because some things just, you know, you kind of got to see them worn. I have a empty hamper here so I can put things in there. Nothing will end up on the floor and such. So there is that. I'm going to try and maneuver this off my lap so I can actually try and show you guys things. I don't know what fell, but hopefully nothing that shouldn't be falling. We're off to a good start. So let's just get into it. Grab a snack, grab a drink, make sure to hydrate. I shall do this too because we're in for a wild ride. Also, I hope you guys like shawls. I've knit a lot of shawls, but not just shawls. So there is that. First up, and this is definitely the first thing I finished last year, is a pair of arm warmers. I can't offhand remember what yarn I used for these guys. One of them is definitely a monofill yarn, but I can't remember. I think, yeah, no, I honestly can't remember. I don't remember what I held double with it. They were a bit big, so I put this lacy elastic in, and now they fit perfectly. I really like these though. Very good, very good. I get cold hands a lot, so I like fingerless gloves a lot. Then I have, I believe this was the first shawl I finished this year. This is Townhouse yarns from This Is Knit in Toffee Pop. And it's really, really, really lovely. Sadly, there's a lot of silk to this yarn, and it is actually quite chilly in winter. It's not warm enough, so I usually just get this out on like chilly summer nights. So it just doesn't get as much wear as I would like, but it does get wear, and that's the most important thing. Then I have two mini shawls. The Guide to Abyss by Stephen West is my favorite shawl pattern ever, so I tend to just knit that a lot. And I got two mini shawls, like one skein ones, or mostly one skein ones. And this is the Urban Pearl in Boudica's Revenge and Cauldron. And I either wear these when it's just a little bit chilly, or just together as one shawl. I saw something fall out of the hamper, so I'm gonna get that first. This is a Hedwig top by Fable Knitwear. Well, it's mostly a Hedwig top because I altered it slightly. I didn't put the ruffle in or the elastic that cinches it. But yeah, and also I like it when it's tied shoulder straps because then they really fit well. And this was knit out of Fil Fil Rustique. So it has a high cotton linen content, and it's actually really pleasant in summer, which is when I wear it. It's not really, well, it's not the middle of winter, but it is definitely winter, and it's freezing, so it's not really the kind of thing to wear. I know I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, but my studio is like a freaking oven with the light on, so I don't like overheating either. Then I also knit like this cute little collar, and for this I used lang yarns. I believe this is Merino 400. No, that's not 400. 400 is lace, so 120 probably. And yeah, and this is a... It's not Fonti. What is the brand called? It's Zucchero Filata, but I can't remember the brand name. If I do, I will have it up on screen. Sadly, it turns out I'm allergic to alpaca, and this has very high alpaca content, so I don't wear this very often because it tends to like bring out my allergies and give me asthma issues. So last year, 2024, for my birthday, my friend Claire got me 2 skeins of Scheepjes Wanderlust. I believe the colorway is Amsterdam. And I still have... No, she gave me 4 skeins, and I used 2 skeins in this. And then I knit the border out of some leftover lang yarns 120, Merino 120, and... Wild Atlantic Yarns Donegal in hot chocolate, because if you have acrylic yarn and you knit the garter abyss, you can't block the points in, they won't stay. But if you make a border out of real wool, then you can put them in. I didn't make it quite big enough, so the points are kind of, you know, floppy. They're not as pointed as they could be, but I don't mind. I still love it. It's so soft, but sadly, it is not the greatest quality acrylic in the end because it's starting to get really, you know, fuzzy. And the second the cats just touch it, they pull it everywhere, even if they're not even using their claws. So I have to be really careful with it because even if like an earring gets stuck or a zipper pull, it is a problem and it needs repairs. So yeah, that's really sad though, because I love the colors. I don't wear color that often, but I love like the Cheshire Cat vibe and the browns combined, so to speak. So that's a bit of a pity that it's not better quality. Then another shawl I knitted, buckle up, there's more shawls, is this guy. I literally took all my scraps that I had at that point and just like little bits of like yarns I really liked and knit this. I call it my scrap yarn abyss. And I did it just before Stephen West announced like the big scrap yarn thing where everybody was like making patterns of his using scrap yarn, and I had just finished this. That made me really sad because I would have liked to participate, but whatever, I still got through a lot of my scrap yarns and I love this so much. I'm gonna start wearing this again soon because this is one of my favorite shawls that I own. And then for Christmas, Bert had gotten me 10 skeins of this Hobie yarn. I believe this is Universe XL in Pollux. I think they discontinued it now, but I don't buy from Hobie anymore because private equity bad. I mean, you do you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you where you should be buying your yarn. And I do believe that a shop like Hobie has its uses, so there is that. But yeah, I knitted out of that because I really like how it looks. I will say that the tinsel, because it's basically tinsel that's inside that's doing all the shimmery, that can get a little bit scratchy. Not as much in Garter Abyss, but... And you will see this later on when I go through my giant hamper of yarn of projects. I've got another project that I knit out of this, and that is quite scratchy on my neck, and so I don't wear it as much as I'd like to. This I do wear, but the thing is, I have a lot of shawls, and I tend to wear the wool ones when it's really cold, and the acrylic ones when it gets a little bit warmer, because they're just not as warm. And yeah, and the bottom here, the wool bottom to get the points in, is a yarn by Nutedern, and this is Neoneps apricot. And I really like this. It's got like glow in the dark neps. And yeah, it's just a lovely, lovely, lovely color. I'm super into this. So yeah, once it gets warmer, I will be wearing this. This is a shawl I'm currently wearing. I went to Breidagen on, I think it was April 4th. It was like really early on in April. And I bought 2 skeins of this Hyacinth Boucle by the Wyngaert company. Or was it just like 1 skein? No, it was 1 skein. I got 2 skeins of other colors later in the year. But I got this 1 skein. And I held it together with some leftover Wild Atlantic Yarns Niam in... For shame, pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is one of my favorite colorways by Wild Atlantic Yarns, and still I had to think on it. But yeah, I held it together with lace weight Niam, and I also put some little flamey bits in there. This is Mondo Fil. I believe this is Papillon, but I could be wrong. I got it off Loop over their website, and yeah, it's so fluffy and so soft. And this and another one, which you'll see in a bit, is the warmest shawl I own. I can literally just wrap it around my neck and it will be so pleasant and warm and oh, perfect for this weather. I am so into this. Absolutely in love with this shawl. So much love. Now, somewhere around, I think it was April, I discovered Rybka. Rybka is in the little fish pouch pattern, and well, I had seen it a couple of times beforehand, but for some reason, I think I saw a video on YouTube, I got mega into Rybka and I bought the pattern on Ravelry and I started making Rybka. I have made so many Rybka. I've got 3 Rybka here. I'm actually looking for one. Where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. This is my Rust Rybka. This is the only one, because my friend Katrien did the crochet the border around it for me. So this is the only one that's actually been made according to pattern. Also with like a fluffy yarn, held together with a fluffy yarn. This was I don't even know what it was. I found it in my stash, so it's either Veritas Apilou or a Scheepjes Colorcraft or potentially a Chunky Monkey. Held together with some Fildar Fil Light. And yeah, ever since then I just basically started sewing both sides together, and that works too. And then I have this guy, the Mutant Rybka with its 3 eyes, and also this Riekert brooch. My friend Valentine made this. That's on there as well. And I just used this yarn. It's crochet yarn. You can't knit with it, sadly. I tried, but yeah, I got a skein and I just use it to tie, you know, basically as the tie strap for Rybka. But yeah, this guy is made from some Veritas, and I forgot the name. Darn it, that's gonna be a recurring thing. Also, I'm still all like congested because I still have a sinus infection. It's super annoying. But yeah, so the brain fog is worse than usual. Pavon, Veritas Pavon. And then the other guy I still have is this one. It's crinkly because there's candy inside, and usually it lives on my backpack and it has these really big googly eye buttons. And this is some Lang yarns. I think it's a dégradé yarn, probably Merino 120 dégradé. And it's held together with, I think it's called Candy Pop by Hobie. It's like this really fun little neppies, I guess, of a rainbow. It's kind of like that, what is it called? The really thick fluffy yarn, and if you cut it, it fluffs everywhere, that stuff. It's a crochet yarn, so I don't really know what it's called, but yeah, so this is some really old Bravo color that I had in my stock, some Stachenmeier Nomota Bravo, and it's also like Rainbow A. It's like, it doesn't really match, so I should making a drawstring in brown at some point, but I haven't yet, so I mean, it's fine. It can continue on. I actually have one more thing that I have not put in the bag, and I'm gonna get it right now. I very shamefully forgot to get my sweet baby Wyngaert. Wyngaert the frog bag. The I Love Zines button is by Aphrodite's Art. And yeah, I mean, he's cursed, but he opens up, the inside is leftover curtain. But yeah, brilliant, right? I like to take him to conventions and stuff him full of candy to hand out to people. That's like my trinket trade bag, I guess. Although there's not trinkets, there's candy. But yeah, he's a mishmash of different yarns. Some scheepjes Twinkle, some scheepjes Colorcraft, some Veritas Galaxy, and some other stuff I forgot the name of, and some Rico Cotton. Like, look at his eyes, look at his eyeballs. Isn't he the best? And this is the Wyngaert that this Wyngaert is based off. This is well, this has been made, because I don't know if I said this, and I should have. This brooch is a papier-mâché brooch made by my friend Valentine of Les Bulles au Plafond. I will have her Instagram up on screen. She makes all these really cool things, and she made him as a present for me. And I love him, and he lives on here. This is for when it's too warm to take Wyngaert, because he is mostly wool. So I can take some candy in this pouch instead. And yeah, so that's like the substitute Wyngaert pouch for warm weather, for hot boiling convention weather. But yeah, I should start to take him when I go to Warhammer, do Warhammer stuff as well. I mean, he could be like a skinned Xenos or something. I don't know. Xenos is like aliens. But yeah, he could be like a Xenos creature. I mean, I'll make it up as I go along, for crying out loud. Then I have 2 Swamp Witch shawls. I have the plan, and you may have heard me mention this before if you've been around here for longer, but I have the plan to do like seasonal Swamp Witch outfits next year. I guess this comes out just before it's 2026, if all goes well, or maybe just into 2026. I don't know. In 2026, I want to do like seasonal Swamp Witch looks, and this is one of the shawls I knit for it. It's like a mini. It would be the equivalent of a one skein, but I used several little bits for it. This is Wild Atlantic yarns. I believe this is the 4-ply, and this is the color Shamrock, if I'm not mistaken. I got like a tiny taster. They often gave like these little samplers in their orders, and the embroidered moss is the same one that you see at the bottom, and this is called moss. This is the also Wild Atlantic yarns in the Bamba colorway. This is Lang Yarns, I believe Merino 200? Yeah, I think so. And then this is Nutedern Abducted. And this is like my favorite colorway by them, because it's bright green, like the green you see in swamps, as well as brown and Caput Mortuum. And Caput Mortuum is one of my all-time favorite colors. So yeah, and I embroidered moss patches on it with moss, because it gives, you know, mossy Swamp Witch vibes. So I need to take Wyngaert out, because he's filling up that entire thing. You can sit next to me, buddy. Probably won't be in frame, but people will know you're here. He's here. And yeah, this is the bigger Swamp Witch shawl, which I also wear all the time. I'm looking to see if I've got it right end up, because this too has embroidered moss patches and a moss border. And this is also in Nutedern Abducted, but also Wild Atlantic yarns from the Forest Floor, or the Forest Floor, I'm not sure either. Well, if you go to their website and type in Forest Floor, you'll get it. And the Bamba in moss, and it's so delightful and warm, and I love it. So there's that guy. I have a whole video up about the big Swamp Witch shawl. I I want to do more knitting project videos next year. I nearly said next month, but next year. Because it seems like fun. I just have to remember to actually sit down and record bits for it because I suck at that. So yeah. Then I have, my friend Valentine and I have this ongoing idea that we want to do like a bound, like in my case a gender bent bound, of Gandalf and a hobbit, and she's gonna be a hobbit and I'm gonna be Gandalf. And I have a brown long sleeve top that I love, that I've had for ages, so that would be good. And I have, I said brown, I meant grey, a grey long sleeve top. I have a grey skirt, so that's also great. So what I still want to do, I also have a grey witch hat. It's not the best quality, but it'll do. And then what I also want to do is knit Gandalf's arm warmers, and I cast them on and I'm into the project a little bit. But it's on tiny needles, and I've discovered that tiny needle projects are more like a warm weather thing because you can't boil yourself because you're covered under a giant project. So I'll probably finish them in summer, but eventually they'll get done. So that this might be a next fall kind of thing. But what I want to do is I want to knit Valentine a hooded capelet, and I've knit myself a grey capelet. And I've knitted out of onion merino plus camel, I believe it was called. But it was a yarn that I found in the bargain bin at Walrus. Rip Walrus, may you rest in peace, when my local yarn shop was still a thing. And yeah, so I used that up, and it turns out I'm also slightly allergic to camel. Yay. But I won't have it on my skin anyway, so it's gonna be fine. It's not as bad as alpaca, so there is that. But I really like how this came out. It's a really, really nice, what was that? A really nice shade of grey. It is so warm. So if it gets even colder, I'm gonna start wearing this. Because who doesn't like to be nice and toasty warm? I mean, I'm not gonna sit in my studio with that damn light on all the time. I have really light sensitive eyes, so I'm not doing myself any favors. Also, like, being all congested is just worse, so that's kind of why I'm going through it a little bit faster than I usually would, because, ow, I can feel the headache come up. My potentially next project, I'm not 100% certain, was another shawl. I bought this giant skein. I have a video about this, believe it or not. I bought this giant skein on a Hobie because it was mega on sale, because normally they're quite expensive. And it was Sultan Cotton Kings, I believe. And they had this pastel rainbow, and it seemed like really, really fun, but it's unplied yarn, so it was a splitty nightmare to knit with. I hated it. I will never knit with that again. And I did add some of the candy pop in it as well, because I thought it would be a fun accent. So it's got like just little bits of it in the pink. Also just to break up the pink a little bit, because there's a lot of the pink. And I do like the way it looks, but it's also like the kind of cotton that gets really quite hard if you wash it. So the problem is that I've had to throw this into the dryer on coal just to soften it up a little bit, and then the points came out, so I'd have to re-block it, and it's a little bit of a nightmare to get it in shape, so to speak. But I mean, I like how it looks, but it's the yarn choice was really, really bad. This yarn choice was also equally bad because this is Hobie Friends cotton, or Cotton Friends, whatever you call it. And this is my Disability Pride shawl. And look, it is not a garter abyss, believe it or not. This is the Victory Garden Kerchief by Muse 2320, I believe. Sarah Lawrence is a designer. It's really, really, I mean, I love the colors. The colors are really, really lovely. I love the vibrancy, but same story. It gets kind of hard, and I have to chuck it in the cold cycle and hope for the best. And even if it's just being stored for a little while, it just gets hard again. So before I can wear either one of these cotton shawls, I'm going to have to put them in the cold cycle and hope for the best. Yeah, and I knit my friend Valentine one as well. I knit her the asexual flag one. So there will definitely be a picture of that one because I've given it to her and I don't own it anymore, so I can't show you. Whereas this I can show you because this guy is mine. Yeah, I mean, I like it well enough, but I should have knit it in a better quality cotton. And I might at some point do that. You know, the problem was, if I wanted to get cotton from Scheepjes, which is way better quality, I would have had to get it off different websites to get all the colors, and it would have been way more expensive than it was just getting it off Hobby and qualifying for free shipping. But in the end, it's a moot point because it's not good quality cotton. There, I said it. I mean, I know a lot of people like it, and maybe the water harshness here, you know, washing machine water harshness. I know our water is really harsh, so that might have something to do with it, and other people might have like pretty soft water and they might really like the Hobby cotton. So I'm not saying that you should never get it, but I'm just saying buyer beware, so to speak. So I think it was like end of spring, beginning of summer, my friend Jente of Manwolden, she had knit a linden vest, and I saw it and I fell in love with that vest, or as I would call it, a debardurke. I fell in love with the design and I wanted to knit one, and I got yarn for it and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do this. So I was completely prepared. And as Jente has actually said last time we were at Yarn Club, I will have a clip of us at Yarn Club. It is us! It is us! We are at our Yarn Club.
The monthly Yarn Club.
The monthly Yarn Club. And there are books and teapots. And we had croque monsieur and it was delicious. Well, not Jente, she had croque madame. Goodbye. We shall now knit. But like Yarn Club's shenanigans aside, she said, what is going to be your video? A linden vest, a linden vest, a linden vest? And that is not entirely true. I have other things than linden vests, but I did knit 4 linden vests, so buckle up. So my first attempt was this guy. And it is, I mean, I love how it came out. I used Wild Atlantic Yarns Una in hot chocolate. And for the green, I used a Lang Yarns Merino 120 Degradé. And the colors are so fun. I'm super into it. Sadly, I forgot that I am a ridiculously loose knitter, and this is way too big for me. However, my bestie also loves this, and she loves green things. And it is, I mean, she has a slightly bigger size than me, not by much, but she loves really oversized garments. So I have changed the buttons I had originally put on this to these lovely wooden buttons, and I hope they show up. And these are 2 spare ones that I put in a recycled plastic baggie, and I attached it with a stitch marker, and she crochets, so it's a good stitch marker for her because it's one that you can open, and it's all ready and washed and clean to go to her. So this will go to my bestie and it will have a good life with someone else. Now the next one I knit was basically the same yarns in different colors. This is in pumpkin spice and an orangey and yellow. Was knit in a size smaller, and that's fine. It's still oversized, like I like it, but it's not a complete oversized potato. And yeah, really happy with this. And I used 4 different buttons because I couldn't find 4 the same buttons that I liked, so I went with 4 different ones, and that is totally fine. I'm super into this. It's a vibe and I like it. So yeah, I do want to do a fully orange one this year, and I got the yarn for it already, so yay. Then I have one more which is in the wash, so just a picture, and that is just like this. out of a yarn that I will try and talk all of you out of, because it sheds like the demon and you will be inhaling so much plastic. This is Hobie Tea Time. The other one is also Hobie Tea Time, but 2 different tea times, and all the leftovers are for my bestie, and I'm not entirely sure that I'm doing her a favor, but she liked the colors, so Charlotte, I mean, I warned you. I put buttons on that I got at La Drogerie, and I originally made this for my Sanguinala Rogue Trader outfit, and I did wear it for like, I think the whole of 20 minutes, and then I had to take it off because the convention was really hot and I was boiling. Also, I nearly forgot, but I knit this little kerchief also with yarn I got at Breidagen. This is from a mini skein I got from Schaap en Draak. And I knit the tiny kerchief by Malia May Joseph, and it's a free pattern on the Stephen and Penelope website. However, no shade to the pattern is fine. Zero regrets. It's a good pattern. But the yarn is Blue-Faced Leicester, and I'm a bit allergic. It gives me, it itches a lot, and it gives me redness. So this is why it's in my hair, because when it's in my hair, it's not touching my skin, and so I wear it as like a little headband, and that works. So I know I've finished this either beginning of July or end of June, because I was working on this when Valentine came to visit, so the chronology is slightly off. But this is also a Hedwig top, and I didn't do the cinchy bit because I didn't much like it. And for this I actually followed the pattern, and unlike the other one, this is an unflattering potato when I wear it as a top. Well, I didn't completely follow the pattern because I did make tie straps and not regular straps, but it is an unflattering potato if I wear this as a top. However, if I wear this as a debardurke, a sweater vest, it is perfectly lovely. I will have a picture up on screen, and this is what I wear it as a debardurke. So it's a fun extra layer, and I used a Hobie cotton silk, French cotton silk, or whatever it is called, for this. And this is actually quite nice because this does not go hard like the other ones, but then this has not been washed as many times as the other ones, and the other ones have been washed the grand total of 2 times, and that's been washed once. So there is that. So this is the infamous other project I was talking about that I did out of that Hobie Universe XL, and also I used the same Notre Dame Neon Nips apricot for the cuffs. And this is basically a shawl that is sleeves. Well, a scarf that is sleeves. And I ended up attaching them together with this satin lace, because then I can put a bow in it, and I like how it looks. It's a design choice, okay? So yeah, I just like how it looks. And sadly, it's a bit prickly, so I don't wear it as much as I would like to. So yeah, that is sadness. I might end up giving this to my friend Jess, because I kind of just wanted to make the project, and I've done that. So I might give it away. I might keep it. I don't know yet. I have a picture of me wearing it, so there is that. Now this, I love. This is another fluffy shawl out of Hyacinth Boucle. I love Hyacinth Boucle. It's basically, what is it? A little bit of nylon and superwash merino, but it is so gorgeous, and it doesn't hurt my hands when I knit with it. And I've knit this together with Wild Atlantic Yarns Una in Sunset, and it's just so beautiful. The Hyacinth Boucle color is Hollow Queen, so I mean on point, and it's just like I love looking like a pumpkin, okay? I love embracing my pumpkin self. And I got that in a Polworth, because Jente was so kind as to give me a little bit of her hand-spun Polworth so I could check if I was allergic or not, and so far so good. So I got 2 skeins of that in the, I think Ross has named that Art, which I'm probably not even pronouncing correctly, but yeah, it's just so amazing and soft and beautiful, and Bert got me 2 skeins for Christmas, so Super excited. And that's what I'm going to use to knit another linen vest. Because for Halloween in 2026, I definitely want to do a whole like pumpkin look. Like a proper autumn pumpkin witch look. And I'm just gonna go for it. More whimsy, I say. But yeah, so I knit 2 of these, but one is packed up because I'm gonna give it to Valentine, but I do have a photo. And that one I knit out of like 4 strands of various lang yarns to get gauge. And this guy I knit out of, well, various lang yarns, merinos. And this was knit out of lang yarns, what is it called again? Promise, I believe. Out of two strands, because I am such a loose knitter, I needed to hold it double. But it's an acorn beret, basically. It's the Montmartre beret, it's a Hobie pattern, but it's a really cool pattern and I love it. And it's cute as a slouchy beret, and it's cute if I fold up the brim and wear it like that, because, you know, it's like, looks like an acorn cap, and it's my favorite hat. And it's so cozy and warm and I love it. So super into that. I wear it all the time. Well, not literally all the time, because I've just got my hood out, which I knit like, I don't remember, but not this year. Not this year as I film it. Not in 2025, so it's not relevant to this video. But I love it and I wear it over my ear warmers. My earmuffs. But yeah, so this is another thing I knit out of Hyacinth Boucle. It's my Swamp Witch capelet. It's a wide neck capelet, so that's really fun for a lot of weather. And it's easy to pair with a shawl, of which I have 2 for this purpose. But yeah, this is a strand of lang yarns cashmere, because the lace, because that was the only thing that came in the matching color, the swamp green, and then a strand of Hyacinth Boucle in Ents. Yeah, the color is called Ents. And it's this beautiful dark swampy green and browns. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it so much. And this was knit on 4.5mm needles. And of course I'm holding it inside out because I'm an idiot. So yeah, it's just all stockinette. But look how beautiful this is. And also, Hyacinth Boucle is like the perfect mohair substitute if you're allergic to mohair. So that is so good. I love it. Because the shawls I have were knit on like a really wide gauge. I think on like 6.5mm. So those are like really lacy and airy, and this is what it looks like if you do it on a tighter gauge. And you can do it on an even tighter gauge, but I just wanted to go with this. And I have gone out like this, wearing the shawl with the capelet over it. I mean, proper Swamp Witch vibes with my acorn beret. Nobody can stop me. And I also don't care what people say, so there is that. So, I think it was in 2023. I'm not 100% certain. It might have been 2024. I knit a shawl out of lang yarns. I want to say Poseidon. But it could have been Atlantis. Either of the two, but I think Poseidon. And I did black and then orange. And then for the border, I used lang yarns Cupro. No, it's not called Cupro. Siempre, but the yarn is like Cotton Cupro. So I used the orangey red for the border. I think there was yellow in there as well. I can't 100% remember, but I do have a picture of it. And that was supposed to be like my Balrog inspired shawl, but I never really liked how it came out. And Bert kept making Belgian flag jokes, and it annoyed me so much. And because I was already not fond of it to start with, and Valentine loved it. I gave it to Valentine. And I full well intended to do a Balrog inspired shawl again. And at one point I did, and I just bought yarn on Wild Atlantic Yarns. I got 3 different Unas. Una is my go-to. It's their superwash merino. So I got Blackbird, which is black with these yellow speckles in it. And then I got Campfire, which is amazing. And it looks like, what, fire? And the last one is phoenix feather. And then I also knit in bits of, and I have them like dangling off like little flamey bits of that Mondo Fil Papillon. And yeah, so this was my new take on a Balrog inspired shawl. But since I joined the Hellhounds, the Warhammer 40k cosplay group I'm part of, their symbol is, well, a hellhound. So it's also the Hellhound shawl. Because it's like, it's basically the same colors as the Hellhounds. So it's a complete coincidence, because I had no idea. And I had never actually seen any art of the Hellhound. I've seen it just once here. So that's like from one Insta post with the Creek guys from the 1/80th of Creek. So yeah, so it's a happy coincidence, but it works. So that's now my Hellhound shawl, and one day Valentin and I will be Balrogs together in Bert's photo studio, and there will be pictures, and it will be super fun. So yeah, we're easily entertained, and I love this shawl. It is so warm and cozy. It's just, yes, no notes, just vibes and happiness. Yeah, speaking of more vibes, this is my second to last project of this year. I finished this on Christmas when I was sick in the sofa and could basically only watch TV and knit and blow my nose a whole lot of times. So this is the linen vest, but a cardigan. Literally, it's literally the linen vest with sleeves. I even knit the little border where you pick up, well, for the border in the débardeur, in the vest, but I just literally knit balloon sleeves onto it. End of story. And this should have been on 3.5mm needles, but I did it on 4 because I did it on tiny circulars, and I don't have tiny circulars in 3.5, so I was like, whatever. Because I was not gonna do it doing magic loop. I hate magic loop. I don't own DPNs, so I was like, tiny circulars and a 4 it is. And the sleeves are like super long. They go like this. So finally, sleeves that are long enough. Victory is mine. And this is also in Wild Atlantic Yarns Una in hot chocolate. And I love it. It is so warm and cozy to wear and delightful. Absolutely delightful. And if it wasn't feeling like 1,000,000 degrees in my studio, I would have worn this for the video, for the filming of this thing. But I would have killed myself because I'm already a sweaty mess as is, because I've still got a fever. So less is more, my guys. And then this is the final thing I finished this year, and this is the oversized Sam hood. If you've watched Trick or Treat, the horror movie, Sam, the main character, I wouldn't say that he's like an antagonist, but I wouldn't say like he's a good guy either. He wears like this big hood over the entirety of his head. And I have knit the hood also by Muse 2320. And I've knit it on like way bigger needles than was necessary, on a 6.5mm, I believe, out of some ginormously thick Hobie cotton. And I found these giant buttons, because he's got button eyes on his hood, well, mask. I found these at Hexagon in Leuven, so I was very pleased. Sadly, the holes are a little bit too much in the middle, so they're quite loose. So I might have to make buttons. I will see how well it wears, because it's mostly also for like bounding looks, but I think it looks kind of cute. I think it looks quite fun. It's like this, just because his hood is quite oversized as well. And like with my Swamp Witch capelet, I just used 2 strands of Katja Lino. No, not Lino. Washi, Katja Washi. And I have a little tie. And I made sure that it couldn't get out of the cowl by attaching little skulls. And yeah. So this is part of a Halloween look I wish to do, and it's probably looking quite ridiculous because I can't really see myself in the viewfinder very well. Should probably untie this first. or I can just do this. But yeah, so even like this, it's quite comfortable, and I've lost my hairband, haven't I? Okay, I'm just gonna go and sort myself out for a second. Ahaha, I am now slightly more presentable again. But yeah, so that was everything I knit. Other than like, I have a few other bits and bobs. Like I knit 2 blankies for my cats, which the cats have been making biscuits on them, so they're not in the greatest condition anymore, because cats be cats. I knit my cats some little mouse toys. I'll have a picture here as well, because if I try to take one, you can bet that they'll be like, no, I am playing with this right this instant, even though they weren't even looking at it before I picked it up. Yeah, stuff like that. There were many more Rybka, and I will be playing the Rybka video to prove that there were many more Rybka. I really did enjoy making Rybka. I mean, I can see myself knit 1 more or 2 more or maybe 3 more Rybka in the future. Oh yeah, I forgot. I knit my friends Veerle and Claire shawls. I didn't take a picture of my friend Claire's shawl, but it was a you've seen the sparkly Hobie yarn. Let me see if I can get anything out of it. Oh, I got this guy. So it was basically this, but the thinner one, so not the XL, and it was, instead of shades of orange and cream, it was white, grey, and black. Well, it is, and with silver sparkle, and I did not take a picture. And I also knit a Rybka fish out of a black acrylic. It was in my stash. I don't know what brand it was. It had lost the label. Held together with that as well. So I gave those to Claire. I mean, no picture. I'm so sorry. And then I knit my friend Veerle one out of another Hobie yarn. I forgot the name, but it was also an acrylic because she's allergic to animal fibers. So, yeah, I got that, and it's so soft. Oh my god, it was the softest yarn I've ever felt. And I do have a picture of that. So, yay. And I also knit my friend Ian a Rybka. But his Rybka was like a school of fish, because I got this pattern to knit little fish, and I made toys for the cats. So I will just insert both of those videos. Ye gods, I knit so many fish. But I also knit a frog, so I feel like it evens out a little bit. Yeah, originally he was like my Swamp Bridge bag, but then I felt like he needed to go out more, and now he goes to conventions with me. Inside is his strap, which is a strap from another bag. It's just a leather strap that I had lying around. So yeah, he's delightful, and he's cursed, but I love him regardless. I think that was everything. I hope it was everything. I don't think I forgot anything. I mean, the pile is big enough, as you could have seen. There was a cat in the intro. He did run away the second that he saw the hamper, like, properly being picked up for the cover photo. That Bert kindly took of me. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and waffle much longer because this video is probably 7 million years long as is. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the good stuff, because it really helps me out, and YouTube might actually show this video to people. And yeah, also if you were just watching what I knit or what I made in 2025 videos and you stumble upon this one, YouTube might never ever suggest anything else by me again. So that might be the only way to see more of my videos, should you be so inclined. And I hope you are. So yeah, I wish you the happiest of New Years, but regardless of when this goes up. And I think I'm gonna go have a nap and rest some more, and hopefully this plague won't last too far into 2026. I wish you all the best for the next year, and or this year, depending on when you watch it. And let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite thing that you made in 2025? Like, doesn't have to be knitting or crochet, doesn't have to be fiber arts, could be a drawing, a photograph. Don't care, just tell me, I'd love to know. And yeah, that's it for today, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Editing Hilda here, but yup. First of all, and I should have recorded this when I was doing all my projects. If you have knit just one thing and not at all much, that is valid. You don't have to have a hamper full of stuff to be like a good knitter or whatever. So please don't feel intimidated where you see all these videos of people having knit like a gazillion things. It is not necessary. You can just do the one thing or a few things. It doesn't matter. As long as you've knit and you had fun, that's all that matters. You are valid as a knitter. And that's all I wanted to say. It is shameful that I only thought of this when I was editing. And I will do better. But yeah, I just want to put that out there.